This makes the 20th video. You might love them or hate them, and there are those that might find it interesting and much easier to watch and consume it rather than share it. Today, I am asking unit owners to take a stand. Whether in solidarity, out of protest, or because it's the right thing to do, I have a simple ask. Consider it a call to action, which is if there was any one video to share, it is this one. I kindly ask that you share this video, and you will understand why I ask by the end of the video. Yesterday, Marlum had spent your money and abused her power by going rogue and unilaterally deciding to have our new rec attorney send me a cease and desist letter. Yes, you heard that right. I have received a cease and desist letter from our rec attorney for sending emails to my neighbors about the videos I make journaling the experiences I have living here at Quadomain. I have spoken with several other rec board members. Nearly all were surprised to learn of this and had no idea. And all of them, I asked, had said they had no part in the decision making of this action. And isn't this the heart of the problem? The number of rogue, unilateral actions Marlum has taken as president are too numerous to count. I feel sorry for the other rec board members who have had to step in after the fact to clean up her shit time and time again. Most of it happening quietly behind the scenes. And though there's plenty we may never know about, what has spilled over into the public is too much to ignore. Most board members are good people and really want to serve the interests of the community well, but they are also the ones who decided that Marlum should lead and be president. They have had the opportunity at any given time to have done the right thing and reorganize the board, but their inaction is a form of passive complicity, and they could do better without her so-called leader sunkenship. It's ironic that the basis for the very first video I made is when Marlum was accused in a post of stealing the association email list, and her response was to publicly dare anyone to prove it. Post from another board member attempted to defend Marlum by revealing her list was downloaded elsewhere, which I knew from experience there was no such list to download, but rather one that could only be built from scratch manually, and had journaled why that rationale was false. Since then, another post cited the experience of a unit owner updating their email address with a new email exclusive to only the rec office in mid-January, about a month or so ago, and then somehow started receiving campaign emails from Marlum 3 days later, nailing her dead to rights for continuing to steal email addresses from the office to this day. But what Marlum should have done is instead instruct our rec attorney to send a cease and desist letter for stealing association property and send it to herself. But what safeguards does Quadomain have when a president abuses power and is also designated as the sole communicator to the attorney? There needs to be a carve-out for other board members to contact the attorney, not necessarily for opinion letters in the ordinary course of business, which could lead to duplicative costs, but for exigent circumstances such as this, when you have a bad actor as president gone rogue that abuses power and steals property from the association. What we have here is the fox guarding the henhouse. And why not? Her MO is obvious. She believes reality is what you could get away with, and is the type of person who does not know how to stop, period. Hopefully, her fellow rec board members are getting the message that the charade is over. There's no longer a need to enable her, clean up after her, or cover up for her. Marlum is expendable, and the board will do fine and actually much better without her failed leadership, and we will get the governance we deserve rather than her control freak dictatorial tendencies. The only solution for someone who does not know how to stop is an intervention, and if the board won't intervene, then it is upon us as unit owners to do so by voting Marlum and anyone who supports, defends, or enables her out of office. With that said, let's take a look at the cease and desist letter sent to me that you just paid for. Since the rec attorney is new and we as unit owners rarely have access to their work product, this letter is an opportunity to evaluate whether we are getting our money's worth. The cease and desist letter was received yesterday, February 21st, hit my inbox near 10 in the morning, redacted some of my correspondence information, and here you could see, in part, it's based on email I sent the prior evening. So how can that lead so quickly from an email to some unit owners to an association decision for cease and desist? You need 48-hour notice for a closed legal meeting. A majority of the board did not vote for this. Understand that. In fact, as I mentioned before, several rec board members had no knowledge this was going on. This, for all intents and purposes, was a unilateral decision made by Marlum. Type something up in the wee hours of the morning or first thing 9 in the morning. They flipped this letter out in an hour's time. Wonder what the billing is on it. So Libra Gonzalez, we've only been with them for about a month, and look at this. Downtown, it says downtown Miami as it gets. So fancy schmancy, 25th floor. Let's see the square footage on that. And that stuff's clocking at $42 square foot a year. You take 5,000 square foot of space, and all of a sudden you're paying $20,000 a month in rent. We've just helped pay for some of your rent. To any unit owners hearing this message, you've just paid for all of this. Nonsense, a waste of time and resources. This was sent from Mr. Mitrani. Hello, Mr. Mitrani. Thank you for your correspondence. Let's get to it. Your office is the counsel to a rec known as the association. He was advised, to infer by Marlum that I've recently sent an email blast to all unit owners. That is false. I did not send the blast to all unit owners. You were ill-advised. Please allow for the correspondence to serve as notice to cease and desist. It gets a little more specific. Specifically, the association has learned on the 11th, I sent, again, false. I did not send to all unit owners. Provided links to videos, and yes, the video does reside on the channel. Giving the subject line, more videos of life at the Quatermain recently. I've sent another blast, life at the Quatermain videos. You're missing the word the. I know that's inconsequential. Then linking to YouTube channel. Such communication is contrary to Florida law. We'll take a look at that. And then you cite some statute. We'll take a look at that too. Please allow the correspondence to serve as association's final notice. So what, first and final, or final implies you sent me prior notice? I hadn't received anything. I recognize it as notice. That's an odd word to put without prior notice. To cease and desist, email blast to unit owners and residents. Please be governed accordingly. Very truly yours, Mr. Mitrani. Let's take a closer look at the statute and see if there's anything contrary to Florida law going on here. And if we go over the statute, and we go to that 668-601 that Mr. Mitrani cited, we see it's intended to promote commerce construed liberally in order to protect the public, legitimate businesses from deceptive. Absolutely nothing deceptive over here. I'm fully transparent. And then it talks about, look at this, commercial electronic email. Okay, well, there's nothing commercial about what I'm doing. I'm just a unit owner reporting on my life experiences living here. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not doing product placements. I'm not earning any money from YouTube. Nothing commercial about that. In fact, here's the YouTube channel. You can see Life at the Quatermain right here. You can see the earn selected. Let's see, eligibility. I'm not even eligible as of yet. So it's something that hasn't been offered. I have no ability to participate in, nor do I intend to. This has nothing to do with commerce. So let's go back to commercial electronic email and see more precisely how Florida defines it in definitions. If we go down here to commercial electronic mail message, means an electronic message sent to promote the sale or lease of. I'm not promoting the sale, lease of anything. I'm not promoting the investment of anything. I'm not promoting property, goods, or services related to any trade. I'm not trading anything. There is no commerce here. This includes any electronic mail message that may interfere with any trade or commerce, including messages that contain computer viruses. Well, I send text-only emails, so it's impossible to even send something of the kind. But the point is, all this to shorten it and not go on any longer. This is moot, not applicable. I'm not persuaded in any way by your cease and desist, and such communication is not contrary to Florida law. But I suspect, Mr. Mitrani, that you already knew that, and I know you need to serve your client. Though I appreciate your concern and the correspondence, I don't see this letter as applicable. I hope your counsel can help our president better serve the association so we don't continue to waste our money on frivolous matters, particularly when it is directed at fellow unit owners. It would be easy to talk about free speech issues and coercion and abuse of power, but that's the obvious. Today it's me, but if you choose to continue to be ruled by fouled leadership, one day it could be you. The irony here is endless. She should be the one ceasing and desisting her own actions. And even more ironic, for those that have been here a decade or more, know of two former REC presidents that both were toppled because of unilaterally deciding to send out cease and desist letters without board approval. To sum it all up, this is nothing but sad and unnecessary. And on that note, I'm wishing you a great weekend ahead.